All right, so these past couple days, maybe like a week or so, I've been trying to get back into soccer or football, whatever you want to call it. So I've been watching different clips of different pundits and announcers, commentators, talk about different things, different podcasts, highlights, and all that stuff. Um, and so I watched this video of this football player. His name was Ian Wright. He's a football player playing in like the 80s and 90s or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I been knew who that was, but anyways, so it was a video that popped up in my recommended, and it was about racism. Um, and usually, like when it comes to topics like this or whatever, I usually don't really talk about this on my channel. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it, especially since I have like videos of me just discussing about stuff in society. Um, but yeah, it was a video just of him talking to another footballer whose name is Alan Shearer. He's white though, so it's just people from different races talking about racism, and they're good friends. And he was showing him like the stuff that he like the messages that he got, and he says he gets them like every day. And of course they censored it. The Premier League censored it because you can't just be saying stuff like that. But they were like racial remarks, and he was talking about how he gets them every day in his DMs, or and how he used to get a lot of racist remarks when he was playing football as well. And it's not just him. It's a lot of black people. You know what I mean? Not even just black people, just minorities in general. But it's just speaking solely from black people because he's African American. And so he was just he was asking the dude like hey, like you've had black people in your team, like how did you feel when they had those things said to them, you know what I'm saying? And he was just like, the dude Allen, he was just like like I never really like I heard it, but I didn't really like understand it, in a sense. Like now when I look back on it, it was terrible. But in the moment, I didn't really like comprehend it pretty much, and it just made me think like, and he also was just saying like he didn't want to say anything wrong, and they got to talking about reporters saying what we can do about this and all that, and they were saying like we need more people to stand up over this and all, everything, and that's so true. But it made me just realize that like in society, we could change anything if we wanted to. We just don't want to. And what I mean by that is, if you look at society and how society has evolved over time, we've made new computers, new cars, new buildings, new furniture, new everything, right? New gender, new everything, right? But notice how the cycle continues. We evolve in all sorts of ways, yet we still have the same problems from hundreds and thousands of years ago, because we're human. We are not perfect, and we have our mistakes. But the problem with society is that we don't want to improve to not have those mistakes. Like just like the way that people are still racist, it's like it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like I've never had anybody call me the hard R or anything like that, but I've had people look at me a little funny, as if like I'm some type of bad guy or something. But I don't let it get out of hand. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna get ignorant about it unless they try to go overboard. I just ignore it and I move on. And I'm sure people say smart things. Try to be jackasses. Say certain words and ask dumbass questions or whatever. Like it's so crazy. You know what I mean? Just ignorance. You know what I'm saying? And you have to realize that a lot of people are racist because they're taught. That is a learned trait. You don't just come out the womb automatically racist. You know what I'm saying? If you do, then that's crazy. But that is a learned trait. And, you know, that's just what you've learned. And you got to learn that that's not the right thing. But you have to want to learn that that's not the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why it's like, when people be like, oh, how can we fix this, or how can we make this better? There's no point in asking that question over and over when we've given the same answer. Whether it's black people, any minorities, even towards each other. It's not even just racism, it's any problem. How do we stop the violence? You know how to stop the violence, but you have to want to stop. You know what I mean? You already know the answer, but you have to be willing to actually do that. You know what I mean? Like, how can people stop racism? Well, I feel like we wouldn't be as racist towards each other if we got to know each other. I'm not the first person to say that. We've said that plenty of time. Not even just black and white people, black and Mexican, any culture. We've been divided since the dawn of time. Why do you think we have different languages? We've been divided the whole time. Different everything. You know what I mean? Like, but we should all come together for something. You know what I mean? Like, if you might not understand it fully because you might not understand what it's like to be a black person because you're not black. And that's okay. But if you're willing to understand and hear me out, then, you know, you probably wouldn't fear me as much. Because a lot of the times, because people don't want to understand each other, they look at what they see on the internet. And what they see on the internet is it be negative, and they translate that to everybody like that. So they see one black person do something crazy. Oh, these niggas. They group us all into one. Or somebody white do some crazy shit. Oh, that's that white people shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, see a Mexican do this, an Asian person do this. That's why we have stereotypes, because we don't go out of our way to learn about each other. So we use stereotypes from shit that we heard from somebody else, or from seeing from one person or a couple people that we've seen. Not everybody is like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense, but it does at the same time. We don't want to learn each other because we fear each other. Fear is an instinct that every human has. And, you know, they handle it different ways. We are afraid of each other. And that shouldn't be a thing. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that, like, people discriminate each other still in 2024 over the color of your skin is crazy. We bleed the same. We function the same. We're both human. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, like, it's just like, that's like a white dog discriminating a black dog for being black. They don't get, well, I don't think they do, but they, like, come on, bro. Like, dogs are dogs. Humans are humans. Yeah, they differentiate, but at the end of the day, we all have the same body parts, besides the genitalia. You know, that depends on the person, but we both have arms, fingers, ears. No, like, it's the same shit. You know what I mean? And I just don't understand how we are in the 2020s and we still have the same problems going on. You know what I mean? Like, racism and, you know, crime and, well, yeah, like, it's a bunch of shit going on in the world, and you know it's not gonna change as much. You know, you wish for a utopia, but do we really though? Because just imagine a perfect world where there's no crime, no racism, no nothing. You know, we've seen movies that show like perfect worlds, and then they turn out to be terrible. But hold on, let me. I know it sounds like I'm rambling right now, but I really just wanted to say like the cycle continues. You know, we evolve in so many ways, yet we still have the same problems. And if there are still people out there who think in those negative ways, then they're gonna teach other people those same ways. So if they have kids and they think that way, they're gonna teach their kids that. Does that mean that kid has to listen? No. But more than likely, kids learn from the people around them. So if they say, oh, these are bad people, then they might think that way. You know what I mean? And the funny thing is, it's like, you people are so racist, right? Until they need you, or until like something good happens to them from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's yeah, it's such a crazy topic to think about. Like, I didn't write nothing down. It's just something that's on my mind, because it's like, why are you still like this? You know, not even just racism though. It's just like, when it come to our own people, right? African Americans, right? We are already the minority in this situation. Don't nobody really like us for real. Don't nobody really like us for real. Not everybody, but there's a good amount of people that do not like us. We don't need. There's even other minorities that do not like us, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just what it is. You know. Unfortunately, we want change, but who knows when that's gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? Because it'll never get 100%. You know, it'll never get 100%. Everybody has their own thoughts. So it is what it is. But like, just the racism, even like football fans, like the soccer fans, they saying all this racist shit to these players, and it's like, that ain't cool, bro. And people be like, oh, that's just banter. No, that's racist, bro. Like, you saying like crazy shit, like I don't even want to say it, bro. Like, you know the usual shit, just yeah. But even off topic of the racist shit, I wanted to just talk a little bit about African Americans for a second. We gotta stop putting each other down. You know what I mean? As the human race, as much as we love to talk about peace and positivity, we love negativity just as much. As much as you say you probably don't, you do. You do. Probably not on the same scale as somebody else, but everybody likes a little negativity. Whether it's talking shit with the homies, even though it's not really negativity, but it's like, you talking shit, fighting, watch people fight, watch people hit each other, stuff like that. Like, it might not be on the same scale as somebody else, but you get what I'm saying. But the thing about black people, man, like a good amount of them, they hate to see each other prevail, bro. Like, say for example, I get put on, right? I get put on in this YouTube shit, right? And my man's is doing YouTube as well, right? I get put on, I'm getting up, right? he get jealous automatically, right? And this is before I can even step my foot in for real, for real. Before I can even tell him how to make moves and shit like this, he already getting jealous. Now he talking shit about me. Now he saying I'm acting different. And now he on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe try to get me out of here. Get me gone. Stuff like that. Notice how when white people get rich, they put their people on, right? They know the methods. When black people get put on, there's two situations, right? There's three situations. There's three situations. There's three. Either one, they be smart about it and they help each other when they can, when they get put on, right? Like white people and other rich people. Two, the person that ain't on is jealous because their homie or somebody that they know is getting put on, right? And they don't even think about, hey, maybe I can do this too, or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I could just ask him, hey, how you get this? You know what I'm saying? How you make these moves? How you get to this point? What can I do to get here? You know what I'm saying? Or, just wait until the other person is like, hey, now that I'm on, I can help you. Look, you do this, boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? I could shout you out. You know what I'm saying? I could do this, I could do that. And then you got number three, the person that get put on and act like they don't know nobody, right? And that can go both ways as well. Sometimes you gotta get people out of your life because they don't want shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas want to stay in a bad spot because that's all they know, and they don't want to work for their money. You know what I mean? They don't want to work for it. They don't want to grind for it. They want to still be stuck in that bullshit, bro. And then you got like people who really just act like they don't know nobody once they got some money. Now they start acting bougie, and now they start thinking that they better than somebody. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you forgot where you came from. You forgot your people. You know what I mean? It's so twisted. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing. They act like there's nothing positive to say or do in the black community because of shit like that. Because niggas are killing each other, and niggas are fighting each other and all of that stuff, being ignorant, and they show it on the news and they show it all on the internet. So of course we got a bad rep when that's all they showing on the internet. They not showing the motherfuckers with the degrees and motherfuckers getting jobs and as scientists and engineers and all that shit. They don't want to show that a lot because you know why? We're doing it to each other. World star hip hop fights, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not gonna say that I ain't never just seen that shit and was like, damn, that's crazy. Like, yeah, it's entertaining. You watching motherfuckers fight. Like, I didn't really care about it that much, but like, everybody done seen the World Star Hip Hop compilation of fighting and shit like that. World Star, and shit like that. Or just niggas recording to the fight in the bathroom, whatever. Stuff like that. But we have all of these negative things that we show about our community, and it's like, it's doing us good and it's doing us bad at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And we have so much that our culture brings that, and people just like they take it away. The thing with me personally is like, if you want to use something from African American culture and you're not African American or African, I'm fine with it, but don't act like you started that shit. You know what I'm saying? And if it look good on you, then it look good on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't come on the internet talking about, oh, I got this new thing, or I got this new hairstyle, I got this new thing, when it ain't even new, and motherfuckers been doing that shit years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, they take so much, and we take so much from each other. You know what I mean? it's so crazy. Like, look at society today. Look at the influence on black people that black people done had on society for years. And one of the worst things in it is probably rap. Now, before I even get into this, I am not shitting on rap music. I listen to rap music just as much as the next man. Yeah, I be singing that shit too. But does that mean that it's a good thing? No. You know? It's a thing of where, like, violence, guns, drugs, just popping pills and all of this shit. It's like that ain't no good. And a lot of people think that, like, our generation in particular, Gen Z, and the generation after us, a lot of them get influenced easily. So if all you hearing in your raps is popping pills, fucking hoes, and getting money and shooting guns and killing people, then you're gonna try to do one of them just because you think that shit cool. It's the same thing with fashion. If somebody wear it, then everybody gonna wear it. You know what I mean? And not everybody doing that shit. Everybody popping pills, smoking, drinking, and killing, and all of this. And it's like, bro, like, what do you like? I don't even know what to do anymore. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you hear that shit, bro, it's just like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, I can understand if somebody was talking about their trauma back then, saying how they seen niggas get shot or whatever, but you can't be somebody who preach positivity and then talk about killing somebody the next day. Like, and they do it anyway, but it is what it is. That's just what it is, And a lot of the rappers are dying young these days because, not even just rappers, just people dying young these days a lot because a lot of people don't have that trust factor, in the sense of, like, niggas be calling niggas they homies and they not really they homies for real. Like, especially like a lot of famous people, they be having these homies that they say that they homies, and then they homies will whack them for some cash, or they homies will whack them because they got jealous. Do that make sense to you? I got homies, I got people that I've been cool with for over 10, 15 years. Since Sandbox, you know what I'm saying? And I even sometimes think, like, I call them boys my brothers, but, like, you just never know what people be thinking, you know what I'm saying? And that's not saying I don't trust them at all. Like, them my dogs, like, my brothers. But you just never know what be going in people's head. And people around our age, bro, that loyalty thing do not mean nothing to them niggas, bro. They'll whack a nigga out instantly, bro. It don't matter how long you been cool with them, bro. They will whack a nigga off for some cash or anything, bro. They different, bro. They different. And then like, you got people on the internet, like, feeding into this and instigating it in the comment section. And it's like, two people can be in a beef with each other, and they both, like, probably, like, gang members or whatever, or they just, really violent beef. They arguing on the internet, Instagram live, doing all this shit. And then you got people in the comment section picking sides. That ain't got nothing to do with you. You ain't even about this life, bro. Like, that ain't even like you for real. And you just look like, man, these niggas are stupid. And it's like they're instigating this beef. And now you got these people trying to prove themselves and prove that they like that to these people on the internet they don't even know. So now they on Instagram live showing guns and showing all this shit, saying, oh, I'll whack him, I'll get him out of here, all of this shit. Then somebody actually dies, And now everybody in the comments like, stop the violence, and that ain't right, man. Like, he died way too young, or oh, this should never happen in the first place. You thought it wasn't gonna happen? If you keep egging somebody on to do this shit, and you instigate in the comments talking about yeah, do this, go ahead, slide on them, whatever. These people nowadays, man, they don't, bro, they take that shit to heart. They'll do that shit for real just to show that they like that. When it don't, it end up doing nothing for them. You know what I mean? If anything, it's more negative than positive. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how violence in music is such a normal thing now that people don't even think about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy. It's so crazy, man. It's so crazy. People are on the internet and they just do anything on the internet, man. The internet is something different. Nobody knows how to keep their shit to themselves. Everybody needs to have an opinion. Everybody needs to say this. Everybody needs to say that just because they have a platform to do so. And whole time that they're giving their information away. They're saying too much, you know what I'm saying? And then they end up in deep water, you know? And I'm going back to like the rappers and other famous people. You on the internet and you on live, or you recorded a video, you just posted a picture. You just gave away your location. You gotta move better. You gotta move different. Niggas be sharing their location sometimes on purpose. Yeah, I'm out here, what you gonna do? And then they be dead because you wanted to act tough. Well, nobody was testing your gangster for real. Well, they probably was, but you trying to make a statement saying that you like that, and now you really 6 feet under. And I'm not saying nobody in particular. It's just shit that I'm seeing around me. You know what I mean? It's really sad. I'm not gonna lie, man. It's really sad. It's really sad. The society is sad, man. It's sad. Like, I feel bad, man. I really do. And I feel like a lot of this shit could be prevented. You know what I mean? A lot of things can be prevented, but it's up to the people to want to prevent it. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's really all I had to say. Just a little like discussion about society and what's going on. Nothing really too crazy. Yeah, I just really didn't have much to do. Like, well, any more to say. That's what I'm gonna say. I ain't really have any more to say. So yeah, I'll just end it here. And yeah, I appreciate y'all watching this. And I'm out, man. Peace.
Got a bad bitch in my section. To my crib, that's one direction. Left a man, we know he's stressing. On the way to the ends, it's a blessing. Don't take girls, learn lessons. Got a bad little bitch from the west end. Girl, we gotta talk, I ain't texting. Tell her slide from the slam like wrestling.